What's up everyone, this is Bill with BLRTUNING. Today's watch is a Invictus Speedway. It's a really special one to me. This is the one that I wore on my wedding day. My wife has one that says Mrs. Ramsier. Mother of pearl inlay, gold plated, really nice watch. Today I got a install video for you. We're going to be installing on the KAWASAKI Teryx 5H2. This is the new Dynojet throttle commander. So this throttle commander specifically will fit quite a few models, so I'll let you take a screenshot of this right here. It'll fit a lot of models of Kawasaki UTVs. Okay, and you will find this available on our website, blrtuning.co. I'm going to show you guys what all you get in the box, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of our different mounting options for the throttle commander. And basically, just so you know what the throttle commander does, it allows you to have complete control over the throttle sensitivity at the pedal. So you end up with this knob that you're able to mount wherever you see fit, or you can use one of our mounting systems that I'm going to show you guys. But you see, so at 0, it's doing nothing. You can turn it all the way down to -50 and limit throttle quite a bit. So maybe you have someone new to riding and you want them to learn how to use the machine. You could turn this down quite a bit, make it to where it's not as snappy for them. And then obviously with the Kawasaki H2, we have, you know, low power, mid power, and high power, or full power. So we have lots of flexibility to what the power output is, especially when you have this. This works really good for rock crawling, that type of stuff. Maybe you want a snappier throttle response, or maybe you want less, but still have full power of the machine. So it really lets you utilize a lot of adjustability. Okay, you get in the box. Of course, if you order through us, you do get printed instructions. We always include those. You can always download them too. It does have a thing you can scan on there. But you're gonna get some of our BLRTUNING decals, of course, some of our business cards. And then you got some Dynojet decals in here as well. You can see there. You get a few zip ties and all the cables that you need. Now, one of the cool features about the throttle commander, so the way this goes, this is going to interrupt the signal down at the pedal. So unplug the pedal, plug in here where the pedal came unplugged, plug back in, and then your dial gets plugged into here. So that'll be this cable here. So the nice part about this is that it does come unplugged, makes install easier because you only need to run this. So you can run it through the dash or however you're going to mount it, depending on what vehicle you're mounting it on. But another cool feature is if you find a spot that you like say you want it at 50%, and that's where you're happy with it, and you just want to leave it there permanently, you can just unplug this and not mount it to the vehicle at all and leave this all plugged in, and it remembers the setting that you set the dial at. Not only is the Dynojet throttle commander available for Kawasaki UTVs and side-by-sides, it's also available for Can-Am Riker. It's available for Can-Am UTVs and side-by-sides. It's available for Polaris Slingshot and Polaris UTVs and side-by-sides. And all of our mounting systems will also work on those vehicles as well. And you'll find it all in our throttle commander section of our website. It's blrtuning.co. There will be a link in the description below. And then, of course, we have our mounting systems. So I'll show you what we're going to be using. What we've created and is available on our website now is a RAZORBACK temp gauge and throttle commander holder. So, and then it uses your standard action camera, GoPro style. So it will have an aluminum bracket threaded into it. And does come with a sticky back mount, 3M VHB on the back. And of course, we have the rest of your mounting stuff. All that's going to come in the box when you order one of those mounts. It does come with stainless steel bolts. These stainless steel bolts are a 2.5 millimeter head, and these are to mount the throttle commander to the mount. Okay, so I can give you guys an idea of what we're dealing with here. So this is going to be mounted up on the dashboard. RAZORBACK gauge cables run through. We plug those into the RAZORBACK gauge, slide that in, and then this is going to go on there like so, and use those stainless steel bolts to bolt that in place. And now you have everything in one spot, no drilling any holes on the dashboard, clean mounting system. So there's nothing like this that exists on the market. So we wanted to get a good way to mount stuff. There's not a lot of working area on the H2 specifically. So we wanted something really clever. This is a solid piece, super durable. So, and does have a little drain hole down here in case any water or liquid does get inside of it, it can drain out. So really awesome setup. It has our logo on the inside. So there ain't gonna be any branding on it when you put your Razorback gauge in there and your throttle commander. So you may have seen the video already. We had a Razorback gauge that we installed. So we'll get rid of that one and we'll install this one. You'll see that on our website. It's blrtuning.co. There'll be a link in the description for everything. And then I'll show you a little video clip of the other throttle commander mount that we have. And you'll have an option for that one as well. And then we'll head over to the vehicle. Come on here and show this off also. This is just another option for the mounting of the throttle commander. So this has a aluminum mount on the back of it that'll attach to any action camera, GoPro style mount. And then you have bolt holes here that'll be threaded for these stainless steel bolts that come with it. So your throttle commander will go on here like this and get bolted in place. And then what you're seeing here, this is the body panel mount. So 3M BHB adhesive. So it'll go on here like this. And now you can stick it to any flat surface, any body panel, stainless steel hardware, thumb screw included. And then we do have a handlebar mount option as well. This will fit any 7/8 handlebar. And if you order it by itself with none of these mounts, if you order it with none of those, then you'll get the stainless steel screws, the aluminum back here. You can adapt that to any of that style of mount. Your throttle commander to sit on there like so. And we do have some pictures of it just like this sitting on the dashboard of the H2. So handlebar mount, perfect for Can-Am Riker with throttle commander. Body panel mount. This will work on the Can-Am Riker flat panels or your side-by-side, your Kawasaki or your Can-Am or your Polaris side-by-sides that use throttle commander. So want to come on here and show that stuff off just so you got a chance to see it. We'll continue with the video. Okay, so here is our Teryx 5 H2. The first thing you're going to need to do is figure out where you want to mount your gauge. We're just going to leave ours mounted same spot. We'll uninstall that one. We'll install the new gauge that has the throttle commander mount. And we're going to run our cable directly behind the dashboard through that hole that's already up there by the roll cage for our throttle commander cable. And it's going to hang down towards the floor. So that's your first step, no matter what vehicle you're installing on, is figure out where you're going to install it at and what it's going to be your easiest cable routing. Next step is going to be to mount your throttle commander. So you can see it mounts on there like so. Okay, we use those stainless steel bolts, mounted it down tight. Remember, 2.5 millimeter Allen head on those. Okay, so once you've got your cables ran through the gauge, you can figure out where your mounting is going to be. Make sure these are orientated correctly, and this is a really satisfying pressure fit. You can see how that squeezed all the way in there, evenly on each side. If you ever want to take it out, wiggle side to side diagonally, and it will work its way back out. So really nice system there. It's not going to come out while you're mobbing through the desert or hitting some jumps or whatever you're doing. It's not going to come out. Okay, so that's in there. Then we will run our cable for our throttle commander down through the dashboard right next to these cables. And we should be able to feed that right on down there. Yep, you can see the cable hanging down below, so that's what we need it to do. Okay, now we'll put our gauge up here, and then obviously you can turn it and tighten the thumb screw down here. So really flexible as far as your mounting options go with this new gauge pod setup that we have with the throttle commander mounted. So now it's not in your way inside the vehicle. You're not going to bump it or anything. You set it to where you want it. So really happy way the mount came out. Now let's head down to the pedal, show you guys where this all installs. Okay, so if we head down here to the pedal, obviously she's a little dirty, but that's the cable we're needing to unplug. It's right there. Okay, right on the other side of the pedal. And then we'll install in line our female and male plug. So plug into this, then plug into the cable you unplugged, and we're going to tuck everything back behind here, zip tie everything up out of the way. So on your vehicle, depending on what vehicle you're installing on, you may very well need to take a few things apart. So your install might be a little different, but the plug is still going to be the same as long as it's one of those Kawasaki models that this fits. And for all models, whether it's for your Can-Am or Kawasaki or Polaris, the installation is pretty much the same. It's going to go in line with the throttle electronic cable. Okay, and we always use dielectric grease on all the plugs. It's always a good practice. And then we'll obviously have to run this guy. We're going to run it up over everything and zip tie it up out of the way. Just so you guys know, the plug has this tab that has to come outward, and then the whole plug gets lifted up. So you can see we did get it unplugged. We just took a flathead here and wiggled it just a little bit. You got to pull out on this towards the middle of the vehicle and lift up. So just be careful, it will come unplugged. Just a little bit of a chore to get to it. Okay, so the easiest way to do your install on the H2 is going to be to remove this panel. So pull out all these push pins all the way around it. There's one right there by the pedal. Nothing hidden behind it or anything. So pull all those, and that will give you plenty of room to zip tie up your cables that are going to stay behind that panel when you do your install. And you can use plastic pry tools. We do have these available on our website as well. It's BLRTUNING.co. Okay, we got our install done. See, we got everything nice and cleaned up. Wiring sits up on top of there and is zip tied to a cable up here. So now we head up to the top and take her for a ride and show you how the adjustments work. You can see how we have everything mounted up. We got our throttle commander with our Razorback gauge all in one spot. You can easily reach up here and adjust this knob as we see fit. So we'll start out at 0 and make adjustments as we need to here. Okay, so we're here in a little random parking lot. We're in high gear, full power. And now if we leave this at 0, okay, but if we turn it down to -50, we have to give a lot more throttle input to get it to do anything. That's half throttle, okay? And now we turn this up to 50. Okay, we go up to 100. So that was barely touching the gas. So you can see what I'm saying. You really have a lot of control. You set it, just leave it where you want it. We turn this up. So you can see she gets on it real quick. But now I'll show you what happens when we turn it down. Show you what happens when we turn this down. We have to give a lot of throttle input. That's about 80% throttle. That was with the same throttle. Anyways, guys, I'm Bill with BLRTUNING. It's BLRTUNING.co. We are a Dynojet dealer, and you can get the throttle commander from us. You can purchase it with one of these gauges or the simple that just mounts the throttle commander. So go check us out. Links in the description below the video. Hope this installation video helps somebody out. Huge shout out to Dynojet for sponsoring today's video and getting this out to us so we could do an install. We'll catch you all on the next one. Stay ripping, stay tuned. Peace.